Pokemon's newest sets, Surging Sparks and Prismatic Evolutions, had the whole Pokemon world turned upside down last week.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Surging Sparks booster box pre-orders hitting all-time highs for the Scarlet and Violet era, as well as the Prismatic Evolutions Pokemon Center ETBs selling out on the Pokemon Center website within hours. In today's video, I'm going to show you places where you can still get Prismatic Evolutions products for pre-order, and we're also going to take a look at the trickle-down effect that this is having across all of the Scarlet and Violet era booster boxes. Alright, so first things first, obviously guys, Prismatic Evolution sold out in hours on the Pokemon Center's website. If you guys got in early in the morning whenever they first dropped it, you were able to get a limit of 4 of these, and then just a couple of hours later, they went out of stock and went back in stock within half an hour, limiting it down to 2. And then after about 6 to 7 hours, they were completely dried up and they have not been restocked on the website since. So let's go over the current state of Scarlet and Violet, and then I'll also show you some places where you can pick up Prismatic Evolutions pre-orders. All right, so let's take a look at the Scarlet and Violet base set. Now, even though this is at only $104 here a box, this is still pretty substantial considering where it was a month ago, guys. You were able to get these boxes actually for under $90 on Facebook Marketplace, on eBay. People were fire selling these down in the 80s for a little while, but we are finally starting to see an uptick back up to 105, which is a pretty big jump from the $90 range. So we're almost seeing like a 20 to 25% increase from last month where we were able to get these boxes for under 90 bucks. So I definitely think there's a lot to say about that. That the trickle down effect is happening from Surging Sparks and Prismatic Evolution, because when the base set is definitely one of the least popular sets among the Scarlet and Violet era, if it's seeing that kind of uptick here, it definitely means that a lot of people are just being like, okay, cool, where else can I invest my money where it has more room for growth? And I think it's definitely starting to see that trickle down effect. And we're going to take a look at the rest of the sets here, but I definitely think that you're starting to see that even with base set right now. All right, so let's look at Paldea Evolved next. Now, Paldea Evolved saw a reprint last month. We were able to get a ton of this from distro. A lot of people were definitely happy about that because people were chasing the Magikarp, the illustration rares from the set, the special illustration rares. This is the largest set in the Scarlet and Violet era. So a lot of people were definitely happy about that when this got reprinted last month. Prices dropped only a little bit at first, went back up, and now we're still settling into that $135 range here, as you guys can see. And it does look like at the moment they've kind of settled down a little bit here. If you look at the 1 month chart, we've definitely kind of settled in this low 130 range. But I do think because of the size of the set and there's still a lot of cards that are desirable, if this product starts to dry up again from its recent reprint, you're definitely going to start to see this kind of trampling back to where it was at a relatively soon point. But I think a lot of people right now are kind of distracted with Surging Sparks and some of the other sets that are harder to find right now. So I don't think you're going to really see any big price movements with this just yet, but it definitely has the potential because it is one of the bigger sets in the block. All right, now from the biggest set to the smallest set, we have Obsidian Flames, which was definitely the smallest set in the Scarlet and Violet era. But what's really odd right now is it's one of the higher priced booster boxes in the Scarlet and Violet era. Yes, there's a Charizard in the set. Yes, there's a couple nice illustration rares, but man, the set is so tiny. I don't know how the booster box prices are moving like this. I'm going to do some more research on this and probably revisit this in a week to see if there's any kind of price manipulation going on with this booster box in particular, because I'm still able to get these from my distro right now, and I use Southern and PhD for mine. So I think I could still get these from both, if not at least one of my distros. So for it to be moving this much is kind of confusing to me with the set being so small. Yes, it's a Charizard set. I get it. But still, I don't think we should see this kind of price movement upwards when we can still be able to readily get it from distributors. And this goes for a lot of people selling on TCG Player too. So I do think there might be a little bit of manipulation here. We'll revisit these booster boxes soon. But definitely still, guys, the hype is moving and trickling downwards. All right, so let's move to Paradox Rift next. Now, Paradox Rift was the first set that we saw the nerfed pull rates. So nerf pull rates after Paradox Rift release. And one thing that's very unique, before we look at this chart, I do want to preface, Paradox Rift was one that I had to purchase more of in order to be able to purchase more of Paldea Evolved. So I was selling these at a lower price as well, actually, but these still are seeing a little bit of an uptick since then. I think people were actually probably trying to sell these at or below cost, honestly close to that 10% margin range instead of the normal like 20, which most people try to sell for, I feel like. But definitely back up to 113. And I think, like I said, the reason why this is not caught up to Obsidian Flames yet is because people were definitely fire selling these to get some of their money back, to get ready for Surging Sparks and some of the other things coming up, and definitely holding the value of the Paldea Evolve boxes and not losing out on that value, because I think that set overall is just going to be a better price set and a better investment in the future than Paradox Rift. But it doesn't take away that Paradox Rift has a lot of beautiful artwork in the set. So nothing to take away from it here, but decent little market price. I think this is also a good entry point if you guys are looking for some booster boxes to get sealed. I think Paradox Rift is a fantastic one at $113. So now let's look at Temporal Forces. So Temporal Forces, guys, I still think is undervalued undervalued. When you're seeing Obsidian Flames at 129 and you're seeing these sets here lower than that, I don't know. I don't know if Obsidian Flames is going to come down to meet the demand with these sets, or if these are going to go up to catch that price. So I don't know what to expect, but man, we saw a little bit of a price jump here, another 10 to 12% price jump within 2 weeks from September into October, and it's been pretty stagnant ever since then, but still 118 bucks for a set that has a lot of beautiful illustration mirrors, guys. These are still way below MSRP. Pokemon Center MSRP right now for Scarlet and Violet is in the 160s. And if you guys are seeing Surging Sparks doing what it's doing, I don't know what to expect for the trickle-down effect for all these other booster boxes. So if you guys are sealed collectors, I definitely think that if you're looking in the 120 range or less, I think that is a fantastic buy for any of these Scarlet and Violet sets. That is for sure. All right, so now an anomaly in here is definitely Twilight Masquerade. Now, according to Distro, they said that there was less of this shipped to them. So they said they had less of this to begin with, and we've actually not been able to pick up very much of this over the last month or two from my distributors. I've been picking up a ton of sleeved boosters, but no booster boxes. So there was definitely a shortage of these at our 2 distribution warehouses in the last couple months, but that's why you are seeing this up price here of $170 almost at the high, guys. And still out the door right now, if you were to buy a box with the $162.99, I don't know why they would let people do this here with the 36 packs. It's so annoying. TCG player, get your stuff together here. But still, if you guys are buying boxes at $163 plus tax, you're paying $170 a booster box for Twilight Masquerade. And obviously people hunting down the Greninja and trying just to pull the crazy card. Also with some of the beautiful full art supporter cards that are in this set. There's also a ton of playable cards in the TCG in this set as well. So just a lot going for Twilight Masquerade, and the shortage of the booster boxes coupled with all those factors is definitely the reason for this higher price point here. Hopefully we see a resurgence or a restock or a reprint. Even if it's a small one, it'll definitely help out with the prices. But if I were you, if you're looking for Twilight Masquerade for opening, I would go after sleeve boosters and 6-pack bundles and ancillary products, and not so much the booster boxes, because guys, the pull rates are the same no matter what products you get. I would definitely look for the ancillary products if you guys are trying to open Twilight Masquerade. But if you're a sealed collector, I don't know what to tell you here. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's a good time to pull the trigger at 163, because Paldea Evolved did see a reprint recently. It's been over a year. So I think it's possible for it to happen again with this set. If you're not in a rush to have in your collection, I wouldn't FOMO in just yet. But definitely keep an eye on the updates that we do here on the channel. If I see anything that is like, hey, you need to know this, we'll definitely mention it in one of the videos. All right, and currently the best value in Scarlet and Violet is Stellar Crown. Yes, it is a small set, not as small as Obsidian Flames though. And we are seeing booster boxes, guys. You guys were able to get these for under $100 actually last week, which is crazy. But still at $107, great price. Has some amazing illustration rares, beautiful cards in the set. I think there's a lot of popular Pokemon in the set that can also help drive the price. You have the introduction of the new rainbow rares or the new rainbow bordered cards in the set like Terapagos and some of the other full art. So I do think that this set will age pretty well. Since it did introduce those cards. And then the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle, I do think, are definitely going to be chase cards for everybody for probably quite some time. So at this price, guys, I think you can check some other websites online. You can probably find these for like 100 105 bucks. All right, so next let's look at Surging Sparks. Now, boxes, guys, remember if I told you last week, I said that if you were looking for sealed boxes and stuff for your seal collection, you wanted to have them, you needed to have them, the $130 price point was a good price, because you were going to start to see these get closer and closer to 160 on release week. And it's exactly what happened, guys. These actually went over 160. These were 167 this morning, but now it's later at night as I'm filming this video, and they've calmed down just a little bit. But we don't know what the stores are going to have that release all the product this week. Now, if they were a pre-release store, they're going to be able to sell this product tomorrow or Monday, actually, as you guys are seeing this video today, if they're a pre-release store. But if they're not pre-released, they can't sell it until Friday. So you are going to see prices kind of fluctuate a lot of up and down this week. So if you guys are looking for sealed boxes, I don't know what to tell you, because I don't know if we're going to see enough on the market to drop this back down to that 120 range like what we normally see. But if there is no drop down and it just keeps going crazy, at that point, if you're a sealed collector, I just say wait and don't really go crazy and FOMO in, because if anything shows you here, Pokemon will reprint stuff that they need to. Paldea Evolved, yes, it took 1.5 years for them to reprint it, but we just got a reprint recently and you were able to get those boxes at a really good price. Now, those booster boxes didn't do what this was doing, but still, you know, 1.5 years later, they're reprinting boxes in the Scarlet and Violet era, so I think that they're going to reprint things that they need to. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If you're looking to open product, get the ancillary products. Don't get the booster boxes to open. I would say if you're guys going to get booster boxes and spend that premium like this, if you're going to spend $170 a box, Keep those things sealed. Don't open them. Buy the singles from the set if you want some singles, or just go out there, buy the ETBs, the sleeve boosters, the 3-pack blisters, things like that. That's what I would recommend for Surging Sparks if you guys are looking at getting product. All right, so now let's take a look at the places where you can still get Prismatic Evolutions pre-orders. Now, GameStop.com, if you guys are pro members, you guys are going to get a discount for $48 for an Elite Trainer box and $50 if you're a non-Elite member, and these are still available for pre-order, guys. Do not freak out for Prismatic Evolutions product. They are printing this throughout the whole year, dropping new products all throughout the whole year. So they're going to be able to drop and redrop all these other products if they need to as the year progresses. Yes, the Pokemon Center ETBs might be a different story. Those might go a little crazy. If you missed out on those, I would keep an eye out for a couple of drops. But I think outside of that, I think that's the only product that's going to be the anomaly that really goes crazy initially. You might see some really big price jumps with the Elite Trainer boxes if they run out initially. But I do think that you guys are going to see restocks of these. And the fact that they're just kind of everywhere on all these websites availability-wise right now, I think just shows that you are going to be able to get the product. Don't freak out, calm down, it's gonna be okay. All right, so now let's go over to bestbuy.com. You guys can get these on bestbuy.com. Still the filming of this video, you can still pre-order these, add these to your cart, and get an ETB of Prismatic Evolutions. Also on bestbuy.com, you guys can also pre-order the tech sticker collections, and coming soon, if you guys keep an eye on the website, if the binder is something you want, keep an eye on Best Buy's website so you guys can get in on the pre-order of those as well. I'm also sure that Best Buy will drop the other products at a later date, but these are the initial products that are coming out with the release, and then the next product line that releases is February 7th, and then March, and then May and September respectively. All right, so I know that's a lot to unpack in today's video, so hopefully you got some good information of the trickle-down effect that we're having into some of these other booster boxes, as well as some places where you guys can still get the Prismatic Evolutions pre-orders. And if you want to see detailed versions of all the products, guys, click the video that's up here, and that'll show you the detailed breakdown on when all the products come out and what they contain.